going to do in this example, and we are going to create a string array. First string array, and then we are going to add string uh, elements elements to this array, and then we are that the user can enter element until until type exit, but the limit will be for 10 elements. Yes. And another thing that after exit uh, application program must show the list of the elements. Yes, it is over what we are going to do, what we are going to work with. And now let's define first the string array. Let's define it. It will be like this, that the string and square brackets, it defines the string array. And the name of the string will be, I am going to name it that I'm going to work with my cars, that the cars will be as an information, and it will be new string, yes, and between square brackets here, I have to define the how many elements that I am going to add. I have to show it because you can see if it's empty and the Visual Studio editor, it shows an error. Here you can see it shows an error. And here you can understand array creation must have an array size or array initializer. You can define, of course, static values, but also you can initialize later. But it will be that I'm going to give 10 here, that I assign here that the 10 elements. It will be for 10 elements now. Later in the afternoon example that we are going to do a little bit different. That will be same but a little bit different. That we are going to resize it, and also that here I'm going to use resize method. Now let's see. Let's start. Let me show a message what we are going to do. And it is understandable message for user. It is a user friendly message. A car at a car and close with exit. Yes, if we type exit, and then our application will show the list of the cars. Okay, let's start. I'm going to use while loop. While we condition, if the condition is true, then my loop to be execute. I'm going to start an infinite loop, and then I'm going to stop it, of course. Let's write while and between parentheses true, that we can write like this. And between curly braces, I'm going to write the statements that the code I want to execute these codes until user enter exit. If the user enter exit, then my execution to be stopped. Okay, the my loop to be stopped, not whole the execution, just the loop to be stopped. Okay, um, let's write here that again message what you are going what the user to be enter. Add a car brand, and then let me use write method here, that because I want to get at the same line. And then we are going to get information, get data from user. I'm going to name it that the data, that the variable name, and we are going to get it using console.readline as we discussed yesterday. It is get information from user, that the read line. Okay, and then here you can see that the creating string array, yes, it's done. Add string elements to this array, yes, we are going to do it. And user can enter element or elements, more elements, of course, until type exit. Yes, it will enter one by one. But if the user enter exit, that's the right exit, and then execution of the loop to be stopped and my code to be continue after while loop. Okay, and for it, I am going to use if statement. Yes, here that any condition that we can check, but my condition is will be if the data is equal, if is equal, exit like this, and then I'm going to stop the execution of the loop. And for it, I'm going to use break keyword. It is this keyword will stop the execution of the loop. It is now, you can see, it is infinite loop that while true, we can use like this. It is condition. Of course, it can be specific number also, but here actually that with while that we are going to use a condition. Okay. Now the condition is true, and it means I am starting an infinite loop, and then of course, and I need to change this condition in anywhere that if and here that if the user enter exit, and then my execution of the loop to be stopped. Okay. Now it's ready. It is ready. Now let's see. It's this one until type exit. Yes, it that we are going to we manage with this code. Um, Sorry, what's the problem? Let me see. Okay, that's do you mean about a follow group? Okay. Let's see. Now I need to initialize the elements of to this array, and we can do it like this. As we know that my cars, it is my array name, and if I show it that the first element, if I want to initialize for first element, then I can assign this data to there. Yes, it is a way that I can initialize. I can assign the value to first element, but it is just will assign to first element, and because of that it not solve my problem actually what I wanted. Of course that I if I write again that my cars one and then is equal another data, but what will be, how will be, and because of that here that have to be a variable that it will be changed. It will calculate one by one that the first that we need to assign the for first element, and then the second information that we are going to assign to as a second element, and the third element, and so on. And because of that, I am going to use here that the index, that variable. Of course, I didn't declare it yet. I'm going to declare it. And also that it need to be, it will start from 0, that the index number starts from 0, and then it need to be increased one by one. And because of that, I am, let me first define it here. Let's define it here. It will be int, and then name of the variable, it will be index, and it will start from 0. That the starting value for index, it will be 0. And now it's solved. You can see that the no squiggly red line, it means I solved the problem. And then let's increase it one by one. Yes, it will show first time one user enter a value, a car brand, and then it will assign as a first value for first element, index number 0, and then that the index will increase one by one. It will be 1, and then it will be second, third, and the next element. Okay, index plus plus that I need to write for increase the index number, index value. Okay, now it's ready. Actually, it's some of things that are ready. Let me write here. Let's check what we have. Console dot. Let's write read line that I want to put breakpoint here, and let's see what we have. Let's run the code first. Let's execute it. And yes, we have this console application at a car brand. Let's write Toyota, for example. Press enter. let's add another one. Volvo. Let's write sub, press enter, and then let's type exit and then press enter. Now you can see it stopped, that the execution is stopped where I put breakpoint. And then it shows on locals that these locals you can find again, put breakpoint first, run the code, execute the code, and then it is inside debug. If you don't see the locals, and then you can see here that the windows and here that the locals. If you don't see the locals window. Now you can see that. Let's check what we have in my cars array. If you expand it, now you can see that we have places that are 10 elements. You can see that we defined it here. It is 10 elements. And then first element is Toyota. Second element is Volvo. And the third element is Saab. But we have, you can see that the null elements. It is why it is because of that I declared that for 10 elements, and it actually has for 10 elements, that the place has for 10 elements, but we have just 3 elements. Actually, that we have just 3 elements, but the execution shows me that the C# shows me that the another element is null. It shows, it looks like that we have 10 elements in this array, but actually I have just 3 elements in this array. Now, it is actually that we can think like a problem or bug, and we need to solve this problem, that we are going to solve this problem. And then let's go again, that I would like to show it with this way also, that if you go over my cars variable, and then you can see it here, that we have 3 elements, but it shows 10 elements, that the index number is 9, and another element is null. Null is also value, but it is null. That we can use it, that sometimes that we are, yeah, we are going to see that the null, that the value is the null, but it is nothing actually. Okay. And then also that you can check these things, that if you right click on the array name, you can see that my car, and then you can click the quick watch, and also you can see that what value that I have in this array or variable, as we discussed yesterday. Now we are going to solve this problem, of course, because we have, yes, we have for 10 elements, that the place is for 10 elements, but we have just that the user can enter 3 elements, 1 element, or 4 elements. Yes, and we are going to solve it. Okay, now let's yeah, firstly let me stop the execution. And then let me run again. And then if you write, for example, Toyota, and then if you type exit like this, that the E is capital letter, and then it will define as a variable, as a value. It will initialize again as a second element. Let's see. Yeah, it not stop. And if you write like this, for example, exit, if you type like this, also that C# will define it like any other value, and it will add it to my array. And if you type like this, for example, exit, and not like this, exit like this, and space, it can be. And also that if you press enter, and also it will add it to array. And it that my application, that I want to work with different kind of exit. Of course, that the space, and yeah, you can add some more code, that you can do it a little bit different, that you can use it. But now let me solve first this problem, and then I am going to solve another problem, that to be show how many elements just I have in my array. If it's 3 elements, and then it will show just 3 elements. We are going to use that the resizing the array. I'm going to use resize method for it. Now let's first check this also, that we can say like bug. And Then let's stop the execution, and then let me remove this breakpoint. And it is how we solved yesterday, that we are I'm going to use it here, that the data dot to lower that I'm going to use first, and then I'm going to chain the method trim. Yes, it will first all the characters to be lower, to be changed, to be converted to lower keys letters, and then I'm going to trim. If I have spaces, let's use trim, and then now let's check first it. Let's check first this problem. Now let's write Toyota, for example. Let's write Volvo, and then let's type exit like this and space. Now you can see it stopped. It stopped actually, but now let me put breakpoint again. Let's run the code, and then let's write again Toyota. Let's write Volvo. Let's, for example, sub, and then let's type exit like this. Okay, now you can see it stopped, that I solved these problems. Now that the user can enter exit with different characters, that the upper keys, lower keys, or with space, it's okay now, it's solved. You can see it's again, it shows the 10 elements. Yes, that the null element also that it shows here. Now let's try to solve this problem. And